Hello and welcome to a demo of Truckr by appscript.com. On the left hand side we have the shipper app, and on the right hand side we have the carrier app. Now the first thing I will do is log into my carrier app. So I have entered my credentials and I say sign in. I now have to choose my vehicle. In this case my vehicle is a pickup truck, so I select the pickup truck and say confirm. I am now logged into my carrier app. I can see my vehicle on the screen, and in order to accept bookings from shippers, I have to first go online. I do it by clicking on the button at the top of the screen. So my carrier app is now online and I can accept loads from shippers. The next thing I will do is log into my shipper app. I say sign in, my credentials are stored, and I sign into the shipper app. So on the bottom of the screen, you can see all the different vehicle types that we have on the app. And the vehicle type that I'm signed in through my carrier app is a pickup truck. And as you can see, a pickup truck is 1 minute away on the shipper app. Now the status of the pickup truck is updated in real time. So if I go offline on my shipper app, as you can see, the pickup truck is now offline. I will now go back online. The pickup truck should come online. Yes, and it has come online, and indicating that the status update is in real time based on the online and offline that the carrier updates in his app. Now we have two types of bookings that are possible on the shipper app. The first one is an on-demand service, which is called Book Now, and we have the scheduled booking service, which is called Book Later. In case of Book Now, the load is automatically sent to all the available drivers with the appropriate vehicle types, and the booking or the load is sent in a round-robin fashion, which each driver getting the offer on his screen for a set amount of time, and if he rejects it, the next driver will get the booking, and so on. And this goes on until a driver has accepted the load or until the booking has expired. And after the load expires, it goes into manual dispatch. So initially it is an auto dispatch, and if no driver has accepted it and there is still a time pending for its expiry, then the load goes into manual dispatch. And once it is in manual dispatch, a dispatcher can dispatch the load to any driver who is online. Now this adds an element of automation into your app as well. So the system automatically looks for a driver first, and if the system is unable to find a driver, then the dispatcher can manually take over and override the system and assign a driver to the load. So this can save you money in terms of hiring people to manually dispatch each load, as a lot of the work is done automatically. So as I click on my pickup truck, I can see a little pop-up, and the pop-up shows you the estimation of fare, and it shows you the capacity and the dimensions of the pickup truck. All of this can be configured from the admin panel for different vehicle types. So when I select my pickup truck and say book now, I have a number of different methods to enter the delivery location. If I know exactly where the delivery location is, I can select it on the map by dropping a pin. There we go. Or the other method of entering a delivery location is to enter the location manually. There we go. So we have now entered the location manually. And one of the really useful features we have on this app is the ability to store a location as a favorite location. So this is useful in case you are sending loads to the same delivery location more than once. So what I will do is I'll enter a delivery location, and I will click on the heart, which allows me to store it as a favorite location. So the address has now been stored as a favorite location. So let me book a ride using the book now function. And I can see that the warehouse is available. As I click on it, I get the address in the shipment details page. So right now I'm on the shipment details page where I can see the pickup and drop address. I can see the estimated time of arrival, I can see the distance, and I can see the fare estimate. So there are two methods to pay for a booking. The first is you pay yourself, or the second is that the receiver can pay for you. So in case it is paid by the receiver, then the booking will only be a cash booking. If you are paying by yourself, it can either be a card booking or a credit line booking. So firstly, in case of card bookings, all the credit card data that is stored on the app is securely stored on a PCI database, which protects your credit cards against fraud, etc. And the second option, which is a credit line. Now, this is quite a common feature in this industry, wherein customers are given a line of credit in order to make bookings, and after this line of credit expires, they can recharge their credit line. And in our case, we made it simpler, and a shipper can recharge his credit line through the app. And I will show you later on how it is done. So in this case, as you can see, the credit line is at a negative $346, and this indicates that this particular shipper owes the app $346. After I complete the booking, I will go back to the wallet and show you that the credit line is decreased by a further $132, which is the fair estimate of the load. Goods can be sent as loose or on a quantity basis. If it is in a quantity, I will write 5 or 8. There we go. And the dimensions can be entered in feet and in meters. And I click next. And I also have to select the goods type. So in this case, I will choose electronics. Click next. On the next page, I have to enter the receiver's name and address. So if I click same as sender, my own details get stored there. But in this case, I will change the telephone number to my actual number. I'm doing this because the app sends a tracking link to the receiver. Now, this is called the receiver tracking link, and using this link, the receiver can track his package or his load, and he gets updates in real time. He gets updates on the status of the load, and he can also see where it is on a map. And over here, the shipper can add additional details along with a picture. When I confirm the booking goes into auto dispatch first. Now if I go to the bookings page, I can see that I have an unassigned tab and an assigned tab. My current booking is in the unassigned tab because no driver has accepted it yet. So immediately after a driver accepts the booking, I can see that I've got a push notification saying that John Doe is on the way to pick up the load, and the load has automatically moved from the unassigned tab to the assigned tab, and this has been done in real time. So this is important if you will be booking multiple loads at once, and this allows you to see which load has been accepted by a carrier and which load is still pending acceptance and is in the unassigned tab. So the past tab shows the details of past bookings. So to see the details of the booking, I have to click on the load, and over here I can see that the current status is that the driver is on the way to the pickup. And I can see the ETA, which is 24 minutes, distance, which is 8.8 kilometers, and I can see load details, which shows me the details of the load that I am sending, and I can see that the picture is attached. And I also get the receiver's name and mobile number. Now, so when I go back, this is the page where the shipper can track his load in real time. So as the carrier moves with his load, the shipper will see the location change on the map. In this case, it doesn't change because I have both the devices with me and I'm sitting in one place while I do the demo. I can also call the driver by pressing this button. And we have a feature where the driver and customer can chat with each other. As you see, the carrier has got a notification. And the shipper has got a notification. So that is how the chat function works between the carrier and the shipper. And as you can see, the notifications come in the background as well. So I will now start the trip from the carrier app, and initially the distance from the carrier's present location till the pickup is known as its deadhead, and there is a fee associated with this as well, which you can configure from the admin. Now this is important if your carriers are traveling say 100 miles to pick up their next load, so you could technically charge a fee which can be configured from the admin. And as you can see here, this is the distance traveled until the carrier arrives at the pickup location. So when I swipe right, I've now arrived at the pickup location and the shipper gets a push notification about that. And the receiver tracking link has come as well. This is the link that the receiver can use to track his shipment. So when I click on the link, it takes me to the browser. And the receiver can track his order in real time. You can see the status, you can see the order ID, and you can also see the current location of the carrier. This is also useful in case a receiver is not able to find his carrier, and let's say they have a location mismatch. The receiver can technically guide the carrier to the correct location using the tracking link. So I will move on with the booking. I've now started the booking, and the shipper gets a push notification about that. And when I reach the drop location, the shipper gets another push notification along with the status update saying that driver has reached the drop location. And after I unload, the shipper gets a notification saying that John Doe has handed over the load to Jane Doe, who is the receiver. And over here, this is the invoice page in the carrier app. So I can see that the base fee is $100, distance fee is 8, and my time fee is $24, and my waiting fee is 0. And I can also add a toll fee and a handling fee, which will be added to the subtotal, and that forms the grand total of the app. And I say confirm. I can attach documents which will be taken on delivery, and these documents will be shown on the invoice. So this is important in case there's a discrepancy in the quality of the goods that has been shipped, and let's say the quality of the goods that is received does not match it, then you can always go through the invoice, which will show you the pickup documents as well as the drop documents. And over here, as you can see, the carrier can rate the shipper, and once the trip is complete, the shipper gets a notification saying that the trip is now complete. Please check the invoice. And over here, it takes me to the invoice page, and the shipper can rate the carrier as well. And all of these messages can be configured from the admin panel. So a booking is now complete once the shipper has submitted the invoice as well. I will show you a couple of different flows of the app now. So I am going to make another booking. But before that, I will show you the wallet. So as you can see, the wallet, the current balance is minus 165. That is the wallet balance. So we also have a hard limit and a soft limit on the wallet. So the hard limit indicates the limit of the credit line that is offered to the customer. In this case, it is $25,000, and this customer can use the app with a credit line of $25,000, after which he will not be able to accept any more bookings until he has repaid the app. And he can repay the app using his card. So you have selected a card, and the shipper can recharge his wallet that way. As you can see, the new wallet balance is $34. Now I will now show you the example of a cash booking. So in this case, I will choose pay by receiver, and the only type of booking available for a receiver to pay is through cash. Now, as the carrier starts the booking, the shipper gets push notifications. And the carrier gets a pop-up message saying that he has to collect cash from receiver. Now, this is important because it also prevents any sort of miscommunication as to what method of payment is being used, and it serves as a reminder to the driver to collect cash at the end of a booking. Now the carrier has a wallet as well, and this wallet basically denotes the amount in cash that the carrier currently has with him. So if I go to the wallet and look at it, it is negative 70. So it denotes the amount of cash that the carrier owes the app. So if it is negative 70, it implies that the app owes the carrier $70. And I'm going to recharge it. I have to add the card first. Your wallet has been recharged. So there we go, that's my final wallet amount. And as you can see, the hard limit prevents the carrier from accepting bookings if his current cash amount exceeds a certain limit. Now this also minimizes the risk posed to the app, wherein a carrier can technically run away with a lot of cash in his hand. So it places a limit on the amount of cash that the carrier currently has before he has to pay the app back. Now, some of the other features that we have on the carrier app are the history page, where you can see the details of all the trips that the carrier has done on a certain week, and it also gives you some statistics along which denotes the total amount of money earned during a certain week. And if you click on any trip, it gives you the details of the trip along with who has paid and the signature. Then the other feature that we have on the carrier app is called the driver portal, which gives you the statistics of trips for a particular day. So for today, as I can see, there have been 7 bookings in total. The total earnings of the carrier has been $219, and I can see the average rating of the carrier and the acceptance rate, which is important if you want to make sure that your carriers accept a majority of bookings. You can also provide incentives for accept a higher acceptance rate, which is what a lot of companies actually do. So one of the other great features that we have on the Carrier app is we incorporated a module of multi-level marketing. So this sort of allows my current carrier to give a code, which is this invite code, to a carrier who wants to join. So when the new carrier or new driver joins using this code, the current driver will get a percentage commission of every trip done by the new driver. And this can be configured from the admin. The concept is called multi-level marketing, and it is used by a large number of companies in the world who want to speed up the recruitment process. The Shipper app has a history page as well, where he can go to the past bookings and view all the details of his past bookings. So as you can see the status, which is completed in this case, and a couple of them are driver cancelled. And if he selects any one of the past bookings, he can view all the details. So that completes the majority of the app. And thank you for sitting through the demo with us. I am now going to log out to show you how that works as well. That is how I log out from my Shipper app. That is how I log out from the Carrier app. Thanks again.